going to do an intro. We're just going to do an introduction. We are live. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our 12th edition of All Angles Boxing and Combat Sports Channel. Bringing to you today live from San Diego, California, Pride and Glory Boxing head coach Juan Estrada and his son Angel Estrada, boxer coming up to become champion in the near future. And we got Brittany, of course, Brittany from the 303, 720, and all the Colorado. How you doing, Brittany? How's things going out there?
Oh man, it's good. I'm living the dream. Tomorrow's my birthday. I get to talk to you glorious men this evening, and trying to line up some female interviews for Brawlin' Babes with Brittany the week after next. And I'm gonna bring one of the girls on this show next Sunday. So you guys stay tuned. We'll put out a flyer on Monday.
All right. Nice. Sounds good. All right, Steve, the boss man. What are you up to, brother?
Hey, man, just training, matchmaking, trying to do it all today. I was gonna take a day off, but my phone's been blowing up, and man, I got 2 weeks to the next show, so it's crunch time. I'm still just tightening up all the screws on this. Want to get going on the show after that, and got a lot of things going on with the gym. Got a gym, remodeling the gym. That's about it.
Right on. I saw that. So you're remodeling the gym, so you got to shut down for a week or till the end of the year or something like that.
A month. But we got another House of Pain. We got a House of Pain East, Coach Burndog. So we're gonna be going over to East Denver, and it's a big gym. House of Pain East is huge. I think what's his name was there? Jimmy. Jimmy was there. So it's a big gym. It's pretty big, so it can fit everybody
Jimmy
in there.
Down there.
Yep.
Right.
So
we'll
be there for a couple. We'll be there for about a month. And then just working on December 2nd. Oh yeah, thank you, man.
Yeah, you got a show coming up. You're welcome.
Yep, on the 2nd. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's a pretty good one too.
All right.
It's a pretty good one.
Where's that one? What's that one?
It's in Cheyenne. It's gonna be a good one. We got 15 fights lined up. Yep.
Oh,
so
right 15 fights.
Yeah, we got some 15 fights. We got some bangers on there for sure.
Couple of title fights too.
And you just recently. Oh, couple, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yep. And then
you just had a couple of fights.
Good. Yeah. When was our show, Brittany? Last? It was about 3 weeks ago, right?
It was about a month October. Ago. It was October 21st.
The 21st. Right. Okay.
Yep, October 21st. Right, we were at the Stampede in Denver, Colorado.
Yep. So that was the last one, and then December 2nd. I was going to go the 29th, but I don't think our commission's going to let us. I think he's going to shut us down till at least till January. Yeah. I don't agree with that. But,
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they don't want to work either.
I know.
Caesar, what you got going on, brother? You just did a round to Arizona and then played baseball all day today. How's that work? How did that work out for you?
Oh, sounds
muted. Awesome. You're muted.
I just played. It was on the neck. It was the neck. No. Anyways, yeah, I played baseball today. If you guys, anybody that knows me knows that the reason I'm in boxing is because of baseball. It's a long story, but I make it back. I made sure I made it back from Arizona just to be there at my game. I do that all the time. I was in New York, and I always take the first flight back to for games, all the time for Negrete's fight, world title. I was back on Sunday to play ball. On my wedding day, I had we left for our honeymoon on Sunday evening, but I had to show up to my game on Sunday morning. You know what I mean? So my wife's a gamer. She showed up with me and had a game, took off. So I just came back. We lost the day, unfortunately. But other than that, I was had Villarraga fighting on Friday. Cesar Villarraga, former Olympian, he fought. He did everything we asked him to do. The kid has humongous heart, but unfortunately, you get dropped. What are you gonna do? Can't even argue. we won the fight, but you get dropped twice. You can't argue. So we lost. We move on, and I got a kid fighting December 2nd in Atlanta for a WBA Latin title, and hopefully a shot at a world title. That's the kid that I have, Gerardo Zapata from Nicaragua. So he's a little guy, a little. What do they call it? A flyweight, mini mosca, junior flyweight. They're junior flyweight, like 108 pounders. So we're trying to get Jonathan Gonzalez.
Wow.
So that, he should be.
Oh, that's a good fight.
Yeah, it's a real good fight. But we got to win
yeah.
still. We got to win on the second. You know what I mean? It's not like we got that fight already. We win, and hopefully we have a really good shot at getting that fight because we're with the same promoter. So, man, hopefully it happens. And there's a couple of guys out there. I talked to a kid yesterday that I'm hopefully trying to sign, who's I think's a sleeper. He just got out of jail. So my favorite kind of fighters, you know what I mean? He just got out of jail. He actually beat Azat Hovhannisyan. If you guys know, who Crazy A is. That's a tough dude. He fought for the world title. And this guy actually beat him at his own game. I'm sure you know who he is, right, Steve?
Yes, sir.
Azat Hovhannisyan.
Yeah.
That's a bad guy. Well, this guy stood and traded with him and beat him at his own game. Impressed me at the time, but then he ends up in jail. So 6 years of his life wasted away, but he's out. I think he just turned 30, a young 30, and 30. I mean, I wish I was 30. You know what I mean? And
that's young.
Angel,
that's young anymore.
He's a young man. Right? Yeah, he's a young man. So hopefully we can get him on board. His name is Walter Santibanez, I call him. Good kid, and I'm back. So let's do this. I'm actually here. I'm excited to hear about Angel and his story. I know a little bit about it. He fought on one of my cards, and he's a legit guy, man. He's legit. He should be up there. He should be up there already. Hopefully he should. This year should be his year.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, that sure does. When it happens, boy, it sure does bring a lot of people together. Such a beautiful venue, man, and amazing cards out there in Nuevo Vallarta. So thank you for making that always happen there, Caesar. So welcome.
Thank you.
Juan and Angel, how you guys doing today?
Doing great about yourself. Can't complain, guys. It's always a blessing when you wake up, man. Still breathing.
Hey, that's right, huh? We could live to fight another day. And we've been watching you, Angel, and Juan's putting you guys through it, boy. I'm telling you, man, that's an amazing coach right there. And you guys, well, you're an amazing athlete yourself, man. I tell you what, ever since I met you, I've known the levels that you've had. I've seen them. I haven't seen them all. I know I have not seen them all. But now, watching you guys just run up Palomar Mountain every Sunday, watching you guys train, being able to join you guys in training. It's just a pleasure to know both of you and to be around you guys. Now, I know there's some stuff coming up here in 2023, and I know Steve is real interested in all this too. We want to hear about what's up and coming for you guys here in 2023. I understood there's some tournaments or something like that happening.
So first, I want to give a shout out to Brittany. Happy early birthday to you. And also a pleasure meeting Steve here. I know we haven't met in person, but pleasure to meet you, Steve.
Yeah, I heard a lot about you, bro.
And then Caesar, thank you for giving me the opportunity, for that opportunity to put on a display of some of my talent. I feel like I was able to display some of my talent on a show there in Nayarit, which was a beautiful venue, man. It was like a vacation to fight,
It is.
Beautiful venue, and was able to show some of my talent, but I feel like I still have a lot of levels that I haven't shown yet. And, haven't fought in 2022 yet. So we're waiting to see either we fight later this year or early next year. In January, looking at some things, but I got some things lined up, man. There's some reality TV shows and actually some other sports shows that have showed interest in me, and haven't signed any contracts yet, but we're getting close. And I think 2023 is gonna be my coming out year, man. Time for the world to see what I can do, man. Because we've been working, me and my pops here, we've been working our whole lives, man. Since I was 7 years old, I would say, I had 146 amateur fights. Of that, I only had 12 losses. And a lot of those were actually when I was like 10 years old,
Wow.
10 years old or below. So, went on to have a good, amateur background and then turned professional. But, my dad always preached discipline, and you're a teenager and you don't listen, man. And you learn the hard way. But I'm very fortunate, and I can only thank God and, everyone that's been giving me opportunities to come back. And, I've got a second chance at life, I call it here. And I still feel fresh and young. And now it's time to show the world, man, what we're all about. And I'm just, I couldn't be more grateful to have the opportunity. And I've completely changed my life, man. My whole lifestyle is boxing. I eat, sleep, breathe boxing. When I was a kid, my dad always used to tell me that you can rest when you're dead, and I didn't understand it. But really what he was trying to tell me is, you got to put in all the work into life to try to achieve your goals. And in the end, all the glory, when you die, people can remember your name, and so that's what I'm working toward.
Amazing.
Well, those are beautiful words said by your dad, man. Every time he talks, I listen. It's a pleasure to be in your presence there, Juan. Thank you so much always for sharing your knowledge with us and your experience with us. Brittany, you have any questions?
So listen, that is one of my favorite things. I have said it forever. I'll sleep when I'm dead. I'll sleep when I'm dead. You know what I mean? I got 5 hours of sleep last night, like I'm running on caffeine and a dream. So I love that you're instilling that into your family, into your children, into your legacy. Because yes, you have one life. You have one opportunity. This is your moment. From the day you pop out to the day you go 6 foot under, this is your moment, and make the most of it. So I'm excited for you, man. I have all kinds of questions, but I'm sure none of them you can actually answer, because I'm like, what kind of TV show? What channel can we find you on? You know what I mean? And that's probably not information you can even share yet. But obviously, as soon as you do have that information, feel free to add me on social media, man. I am all about like resharing, reposting. I share to all the different groups that I'm in and involved in. Like, I'm always just reposting, resharing, and just trying to get you guys out there. So I look forward to just watching you grow and evolve as a young man and as an athlete, and continuing that drive into your next generations, that you'll sleep when you're dead. You can rest when you're dead. Right now it's time to put in the work. So I love that motto that you guys are instilling into you.
Thank you, Brittany. Appreciate that.
Steve.
Yes, sir.
Questions
brother.
For the guys.
Well, a couple. So on your comeback trail, like you guys laid out a good comeback plan. Did you guys want to do, are you guys interested in doing a few tune-ups or going after somebody real quick?
So when I came back, I'll be honest with you guys. When I first came back, he didn't even believe I could make a comeback, man. I was like 248 pounds. That was the heaviest that I stepped on the scale. I think I might have hit higher.
I seen that. I watched your social media.
Thank you. So when I came back, man, even my dad was like, "You got to show me, man, before I even start working with you." So I lost over 100 pounds. It was about 3 months or so, a little over 3 months. And the actual goal was just to come back and get in a couple of fights, and then say, hey, erase my loss. But then I saw, man, that it was like a calling. It's kind of crazy the way it all kind of transpired, man. Like my daughter, I have my daughter. She was born in 2017, and when she was born, she had a lot of health complications. She was born with one kidney. She wasn't breathing when she was born. The doctors took her to the NICU and things, and so the tubes down her throat. She was in there for days, and then she finally was able to come home. But before she even hit her year, we had to take her back again to the hospital, breathing complications. I mean, they had given us breathing instruments, so many things to work with her on home. But it's hard, man, seeing your little girl,
I can imagine.
And it's tough. So when that happened, you have no control, man. All you can do is trust in a doctor, but you have no control. So all I did was I said a prayer, man. I said a prayer to God, and I said, God, bring my little girl home, and please, like begging, man. It's just like, and whatever you need me to do, whatever you need me to do to get back to my purpose and such, I'm happy to do it. And that's where it all kind of started, man. My dad brought me back to the gym, working out with guys, and that's just really how it kind of got started. And then next thing you know, I'm in the ring, and man, I just feel like now that I've been back, I know to everyone into the boxing world, I'm an old man. I'm 35 years old, and to the boxing world, I'm an old man, but I feel good, man. I feel like I'm 25, and I feel you've seen the greats like Bernard Hopkins go out there and do it. And I don't even want to be like Bernard Hopkins. I want to be Angel Estrada. I want to make my own history, and I do want to go down in history. I want to become a world champion, and God willing, I could do it in multiple weight classes. I know that all these guys that are at the top, I know I can compete with them, if not beat them. And so the goal now is, we've had a couple fights now. We're still looking to get a couple more fights in before we go for like a world title and things of that nature. Still got to get to the 8 rounds, 10 rounds. But man, we've actually, I was actually offered a fight on the most recent Lomachenko undercard to fight an Olympian. Matchmaker reached out to me. I said, I'll take that fight, man. Took it back to the other team and they didn't accept it. So I'm definitely I'm ready to let the world know who Angel Estrada is, who Pride and Glory is. I really believe this guy, man. He's coached a lot of good fighters that I wouldn't even say their names, man, but they're working with teams with like Robert Garcia, working with guys like Canelo. They came out of our gym, and and that's just the boxing game, right? Because you train them from 6 years old up until they amateur ranked, and then somebody comes and snags them, and so my dad was able to train Antonio Margarito and other fighters like that. And I just said, you know what? He hasn't gotten the glory he needs as well. And I'm going to be that man. You know what I mean? It's time for me to put us all on the map. And when it's all said and done, I want to be a coach too, man. And I want to have one of the best stables in boxing. That's my goal. Like when I got back to this game, it showed me that this is where I belong. And it's just like, I'm alive, man. I feel alive. And that's
That's good. I love the
man.
energy, bro. Love the energy.
Appreciate it.
Just from my experience, you're in a good position right now, because people remember who you are. You got nothing, you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. You know what I mean? But still, you just remember, boxing's all about accountability. No matter what, win, lose, or draw, man, just go out there, make the motherfuckers remember your name, bro. Whatever happens, dude. If they put you in, risk versus equals reward, bro. The higher, you're gonna have to take some risks out there to go get something big, bro. And I'm sure you could get it. You guys have big names out there, bro. I heard a lot about you. I've watched about you, and then a good buddy of mine, Marvin Cordova, talks real well about you. I don't speak to Marvin, but if Marvin like put you up there on the pedestal, and Marvin's been around for a long time, and I'm like, man, and Dave talks the world about you, but bro, yeah, it's going to be a couple of little bit of a tune-up fights. I see what you guys are doing, but I hope they give you guys the right opportunity, like to fight somebody at your weight class, and you knock somebody off, then you get that opportunity, you gotta take that risk and become a household name. Sometimes it might not even be for the money you're looking for. They might offer you some bullshit fight for like 15,000-20,000 bucks, and then you're gonna have to take that. You win that though, bro. You're gonna be a name. You're gonna be a household name.
I've been fighting all these fights to my comeback for free, man. Not because I don't think I'm worth the money, but it's because I know I'm betting on myself, man. I believe in myself, and like I took all these fights in the comeback for free because I know that the money will come later on. I'm not doing it for the money, man. I'm doing it for my name.
Yeah, bro. I'm sure they're gonna get you something out there, bro. That's what weight do you fight at? 54?
140.
Oh, 40. Oh, okay. Damn. All right. Damn. You're a big 40-pounder, brother.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, damn, man. That's a good weight. That's a hot division. You guys go out there and just, man, shit. I wish you guys all the best of luck, bro. Coming from here, I feel like we're kind of, all in the same group. So I'd love to see you make it, bro. I'm sure maybe if there's anything I can do to ever help you guys out, I will. You got a good team around you.
They've been talking a lot about you to us. So I appreciate that. I also like to mention, I'd like to thank Caesar because the Caesar show that he did was a great show. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. It was a great show that he invited us back in Mexico, and due to that, I think it gave Angel a little bit more exposure. Also, I'd like to thank you for that. And you know, there's a lot of things I had like that. One of the tournaments that Angel got invited to was the making of a champion. I think we're allowed to say because it's fine. And the other one is a comeback league, and there's a couple other shows that we're not allowed to put it out there yet until it happens. But I mean, thank God. I mean, he's given the opportunity. He's putting in his work. Like we all know, like he just mentioned a few minutes ago, he's 35 years old, but he's shown me he can do it. He came back strong. And you know what I always tell him in the gym? I said, you're oldie, but goodie, baby. I said, you're going to set some people out there.
35 is not old. 35 is not old. 35 is not old. I mean, I'm like I said earlier, I'm an older athlete. I'm 47, but I play with the young kids, right? College kids, right. Baseball. And if you ask me, and I mean, I'm still there. I'm still making a little bit of an impact, whatever, on my team. So I feel good enough to play with the youngsters. So to me, that they bring up that I'm older is just something that comes up, but it's nothing that affects me. Let me ask you, I mean, that age thing, you don't really feel 35, do you? I mean,
man, I hang with every single guy I've younged out. Every single guy I've knocked out in my return has been in their early. I mean, almost all of them have been in their early 20s. So I know I can hang with them. I don't even count it as like, I just say it because I know the boxing world thinks it. But I live boxing. I sleep it. I take care of my body like I'd never done in my life. And I'm learning because, man, I have so many, like, I don't even want to say all my secrets, but like I have a chiropractor, man, that works with, his best friend works with Tom Brady. Like, they're telling me all the ways that these guys are staying in their game for so long. So
I read his diet. Amazing.
Hey, so what was the hardest? But after all that time off, how much time did you take off between fights?
Between it was like 9 years. 9 years.
So 9 years and 100 plus pounds, right? What was the hardest part of coming back physically? I mean, there's a lot of other stuff, but physically.
So when I came back, man,
let me venture to, and I guess.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. Let me guess what the hardest part was. You getting off that 100 pounds, because everything else you do is easy and you make it look easy. But I know myself, coming from 100-pound heavy, overweight, that was one of the hardest things I've ever dealt with in my life. So I'm just guessing that had to be a part of that for you.
So, I mean, I would say the toughest part was my mentality, overcoming myself, like I've been working on my mind so much, man, guys, I've been working on the strength of my mind. And the reason I say that is when I was, when I had retired, quote unquote, I had ballooned up, but I had actually tried to come back in 2015, and I had lost all my weight again. I was like 220 at that time. I had lost all my weight. I haven't told this story to anyone, but I had a slight injury, and I let that be an excuse, and so I let that be an excuse for myself. And so I said, you know what, God didn't have this in my plan for me, and so I stopped. And that's when I had a fully accepted retirement. I was fat. I was drinking beers, eating food, eating pizza, burritos. I was doing everything I couldn't do as a boxer, right? So having to overcome that mindset, man, of, it's just one day at a time. My problem was I was looking at how much weight I had to lose, 100 pounds, right? If you think about how far that looks, it's hard. But when you take a look at it, and that's the reason I would say that was the most difficult one, is overcoming my mentality, because 100 pounds seems so far-fetched. But when you just start doing it one day at a time, 5 pounds at a time, 10 pounds at a time, one day, and that's all it is, man. And once I started doing it one day at a time, I realized I can conquer anything. And once I lost that 100 pounds, overcame myself, and there's nothing I can't climb. Like, it doesn't matter, injuries, whatever comes my way, man, nothing is going to stop me until I get to where I want to be. You know what I mean? Like, it does not matter. Like, I've got a goal in mind. I know where I plan to go, and that's where I'm going.
I love that you said all of that, because I run a female focused combat sports channel that Dave Trujillo has allowed me through this, channel. And that's one of the biggest things that I talk about and talk with some of these girls is your mind is your biggest muscle, and you can be on point, you can be on weight, your technique and your precision can be all there, but if one thing is flipped in your brain on come fight day, you're not even going to be there for yourself. And so overcoming your own mind is phenomenal. I love that you did that. We are our own worst enemies. We're so critical of ourselves.
Exactly.
And I feel like a lot of athletes don't bring to light enough that, mental health is super important. And a lot of athletes use combat sports to overcome that. So I love everything that you guys are laying out there right now. I'm super happy to have met you. You're doing all the right things, man. Keep your mind stronger than your muscle, and you'll win every fight in life.
Yeah, definitely. You're definitely right on that. I mean, one of the things I've seen my son overcome was his mindset. When you're young, you tell kids, hey, you got to do this, you got to do that. And they all tell you what, when they were 14, 15, they all know it all, right? No matter what kids we have. But as you become older, I mean, my son listens to a lot of motivational speakers. And his mindset, I mean, one of the things I've seen in life, anybody in life, we all go through problems in life. Everybody has certain issues in life. But if you could overcome your mind, you can rule the world. That's one thing I see.
And one thing I'll tell you guys, me and this guy, we've been through a lot, man. Like, mentally, and me just, we've been a father-son for a long time. He's been the one raising me. A lot of these boxing coaches and their fathers, right? It's like they don't really separate.
You've been a father-son all your life.
Yeah, but they don't separate boxing and being a father a lot of times, and you see that a lot in sports. But man, one thing I'll tell you is this guy has told me everything that I listened to in every single motivational speech. Like, I wish I would have just listened, but it's just me, man. And that's one thing is, and I think the most important thing is just accountability. You got to hold yourself accountable. It doesn't matter what anyone says. I used to have all the excuses, just like every kid. I mean, I have a teenager myself, and I think that's what really opened my eyes is like, damn, that was me, man, and so it's just a blessing, man. Luckily, he had me so young that we're able to have this relationship now. I have the same relationship with my son, and I'm trying to teach my son. I'm not giving him everything I didn't get. I'm teaching him everything I feel like I didn't learn, right? So that he can do his process and his sport, which he does, which is soccer.
Youth is truly wasted on the young, isn't it, Angel?
100%.
Coach, so tell us, let's go back a little bit. How does this road start for you guys as a father-son team? I mean, do you come from a boxing background, or is it something you just picked up?
No, I come from
this is a question for Coach.
You know what? I started back in the days. I was like 10 years old when I started. I did like 30 amateur fights, but my brother used to be a professional fighter. And back in the days, what's funny about all this is that I ended up coaching Antonio Margarito, as you guys know. But my brother fought Antonio Margarito back in the days. And of course, he got hurt by him because I didn't even know he was fighting him until the next day. The fight was over. My dad told me, hey, he just fought him. I'm like, what the heck you take that fight? He didn't tell me. So then me knowing that little did I know later on, I was going to be training Margarito. I ended up being his coach down the line. But yeah, I come from the background. My brother took me, the one that fought Margarito when I was about 10 years old. And I like I said, I had like 30 amateur fights. I kept going. I love boxing. That's all. I mean, to be the best, you got to do it 24/7. That's what I feel.
That's right.
So I kept doing it. Yes, sir. So I kept doing it. As I became a coach when I was 19 years old. And ever since then until now, I've been a coach. And I would say I had a lot of great fighters that came out of my gym. And also I was one of the coaches for the USA team. I was there when Shakur Stevenson was there in the USA camp with us. Teresa Shields, Martin Sparsa. So I have a pretty good background, where a lot of people don't know about me.
That's impressive.
I've never been a big guy about being out there with the social media until my son talked me into it. He goes, Dad, we need to do this the right way. I said, all right. So that's why I'm here.
Good job, man. Good job.
That resume you have, though, should get you somewhere quick, especially if Angel keeps doing what he's doing. You know what I mean? So you'll be good. You're going to be good to go.
Appreciate that, sister.
Yeah, we'd like to see all the coaches make it, man. Especially if you've been around that long. You guys are in California, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
San
that's
Diego.
probably it's probably the toughest place to box. I mean, because there's so many good fighters out there. It's hard to get noticed, and I mean, shit, just keep doing what you're doing, man. Especially that, I mean, if you do anything, get your dad on social media, get a web page for him, get everything, man. You
No,
deserve it, buddy.
appreciate it,
I
Steve.
mean,
Yeah, no, man, that's what I mean. Look, I came back, but it's more than me, man. It's not about me. Like I'm not doing this for me anymore. It's obviously, I want to win, I want to be a champion, but I want to change my family. I feel like I want to glorify God. I want to make sure that the world, this guy's a great champion. So then he could continue. It's one thing to be a fighter. We sit there and we'll study fights, man. We'll watch my fight. I swear 1,000 times, man. People think we're nuts. Like same thing, rewind. Other fighters, we're learning. I learned from all the greats, right? He teaches me from the greats. That's how he's learned as well. But I used to think he was just crazy when I was younger. I just think he was obsessed with the sport. But then you come to learn that's the only way you become great, right? So
oh yeah,
that's where we are now, man. Is working towards that. And one of the things too that one of the stories that I really like, when my dad took me to the gym when I was like 7 years old. He took me to the street. It was like 2 blocks away. One of the guys that was training there too was Paul Vaden. I don't know if you guys remember him. He fought
Paul the Ultimate Vaden.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I know him very well.
And now he's a friend with me at Facebook, and now we've kind of reconnected. But man, my greatest story when I was amateur that I love that I tell people, and I didn't even know who the guy was, but I fought Nazim Richardson's son. The great Nazim Richardson, Bernard Hopkins' coach. I fought his son twice in the nationals, and I actually beat him both times in both those national tournaments. I went off to win. But the crazy thing is, I'll never forget because I was like, man, that's the only time in the world. When I was a kid, my dad gave me a hug and a kiss, and I was like, man, what's going on? And then later I learned that he was Nazim Richardson's son. It was just like I'll never forget that, man.
And that's
What a
huge.
great story. What
Okay.
a great story.
That's a good trainer too. Man, Nas is a good trainer. He's in every that guy man, he's a badass. I know the guy personally. He's a good trainer.
It was a great, and the thing.
He also had.
Sorry.
Did he have Winky Wright also? I think Nazim Richardson also had Winky Wright, right?
I'm not certain if he had him, but I know he had 2 of his sons that were pretty good. That one of them went off to the Olympics, Tiger and Rock Allen, and then he had another son too. But one of the things about Nazim Richardson, man, and this is one thing, he came up to me after the second time I beat his son. And again, I didn't really know who he was all that much until my dad explained it later to me, and like I said, how excited he was. But he came up to me after that fight and he said, hey, son, I don't say this lightly, man. He's like, but you're going to be a world champion one day. He said, and now that I look, God rest his soul, but now that I know who he was, and when I was younger, it's just, I mean, so much to me now. And just thinking back, I just, all you can ever think about is time you wasted. But man, I feel like it wasn't time wasted, man. It wasn't meant for me now. It wasn't meant for me then. It's meant for me now.
I agree. Sometimes things are put on hold so that we could clear up whatever we need to clear up in our times in our lives, and when we come back full circle, and you're a young 35, man. I mean, all I could say is I haven't seen anybody really be able to hang with you even in sparring, round after round after round. I mean, including us. You have a lot of youth going on there, and your time is here, and it is now, and I know it, and I think pretty much everybody here knows it. You know it. We agree, and that's why we want to get you now on the show and follow you as you to move forward in your career, and see all the greatness that we know we're going to see. Absolutely. Real quick, I got to do a shout out because you got a lot of people on here that joined the show. First of all, okay, there's Tim Carreño. Tim, thank you, sir. And of course, he's the one who said tomorrow is somebody's 4-0. We got Raquel Santillan. There you go. Raquel Santillan.
I'm 34, y'all. Not 40. He's the old
Thank
man.
you.
Not
Yes.
me.
Then we got 4 others watching. I don't see their names, but we got Ricky Rodriguez. Welcome to the show. Omar is watching right now. Omar has to work today, so that's why he couldn't be here. Lee Woodward, Scotty Gomez, Frank Copeland. Thank you guys for joining us. Cesar Utahara, Colorado Love, Michael Jeffers, Callie Ryan, Junior Columbus, Jerry Salinas. Thanks for joining us, Jerry. Appreciate you. And right here in my hometown, Ruben Sandoval, my brother. Welcome, brother. Appreciate you. Pablo and Yaneth Padilla. We got Chantel Quintanar, and I'm sure my son is with her. That's my daughter-in-law from Colorado watching. Lisa and Donnie Giron. Robert Atencio. What's up, Robert? Appreciate you, brother. Jesse Moreno says.
That's Tommy Atencio, right? Yeah.
That's Robert Atencio.
That's my brother.
Oh, brother.
Oh,
I remember him from the old amateur days.
Oh, there you go. And
he's a coach at my gym. He coaches at my gym.
Oh, nice.
All right, on. So then we got Jesse Moreno Cuvo. And then that's pretty. Whoever else I missed, please forgive me. We got 4 screens over here. I'm trying to catch everybody. But thanks for joining us and watching his interview. Juan and his son Angel to be on top of the world here in 2023 coming up.
I got one more thing for you guys.
So anybody else? Sure.
I have one more thing for you, Dave. Just because, like to mention, when you asked me what was the hardest thing when losing 100 pounds, man, like I said, it was a mindset. But, dude, I don't want to think it wrong. Like, I am not like Superman, like, man, that my shoulders, I was like literally pain. It was hurting. My knees hurt. I were in knee braces to go running. So, because people just think like some people just do it and it's just, you've got some special. Nah, man, we're all human. Just put in the work.
No, you do got something special, though, Angel. You got that mentality. That mentality not everybody has. Let me tell you. You know what I mean? People fall off the wayside all the time, and half the battle is showing up. I mean, you keep showing up. You keep showing up, and you'll get the results you want. You know what I mean? So no, you can't say that ain't nothing because it's something.
I appreciate that, Caesar, but I just want everyone to know we're all human, man. We're all human. Even in that boxing ring, all it takes is one punch. You know what I mean? That's why, like the great Muhammad Ali said, like you got to put in all the work away from the lights. You know what I mean? You got to put in all that work. And that's what I do. I work my tail off, so when I get in that ring, I can outlast my opponent.
I got a question for you, bro. I got a question. Are you married?
Me?
You a married man? Yeah.
I'm not married. No.
Okay.
But I have a significant other. We have a child together. Well, 2 children together and such.
Okay. The only reason why I asked, and I mean, other guys that are in boxing here can testify to this too, because like when you're younger, here's the thing that like is like breaks everybody. I'm not saying women. I'm just saying, being like domesticated, should I say? So like, when you're young, you're up and coming, you're a kid, you have just your dreams and your hopes and stuff, and then a lot of guys, man, once they get, I had an undefeated fighter a while back, and he got married and then his wife just took it all out of him. And I'm just saying, once you get in there, the dream seems like so I could go get that dream and everything. But then, being a fighter and being in this game for 30 plus years, I seen the guys, and everything changes in the locker room. They start to think about like, oh my God, I mean, do I really want to do this? They're gonna second question themselves. To me, it's either one or the other. It's either it's my wife's behind me. She knows I'm going to go 1000% at this. She's with me. I'm not going to be a punk because I got, what I mean? How did Marvin Hagler say that? What I mean? It's easier to get up. Like it was easy for, like, he didn't see how Sugar Ray did it, living in living the rich life. Marvin Hagler still trained like he did when he was a kid. I'm just saying this. Good, man. I hope you make it, bro. If your significant other's with it and you guys live that dream together, brother, man, that's doable, bro. You know what I mean? But a lot.
It wasn't something that just kind of came. She didn't want me to come back. Like anyone, like any woman too. I think, they
that's rough,
worry
bro.
about the life, right? But I told her this. I said, I don't want to live with any more regret. So like, you got to let me have this chance support me. You're with me all the way. You support me now. There's no reason. I don't need nobody else.
Get it off your
You support me
chest,
to the
right?
top. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, get off your chest. That's cool. So that said, I know what you do, but let's let everybody know here. If you're not boxing, if you weren't boxing, what are you doing?
So I mean, there's a lot. I mean, I'm a working man too, because like I said, I haven't made a penny in fighting yet since I've been back. But I know that's not where it ends. I have a lot of growth to go. But as far as like I'm a working man, I work in the financial services industry. I was doing what a lot of people would do, looking for plan B when I should have been just focusing on plan A, which was boxing, right? But most importantly, man, I'm a dad. I'm a dad. I have 3 beautiful kids. I've got a 17-year-old. I had a kid when I was a teenager. That's what forced me to turn professional in high school instead of holding off until the 2008 Olympics. I have a 10-year-old Antonio, and then my daughter Mila, who, like I said, has just changed my life. And I'm a soccer dad, man. Like I used to coach
have a
my
Mila too.
it's
My
a beautiful
baby
name.
is a Mila. It is.
Do you drive a
I love
minivan?
that.
Do you drive a minivan too, or what?
No, I don't, man. But like I said, I was 248 pounds, man. I was coaching my kids' soccer teams. Like I love it. I honestly hated soccer when I was a kid, but now, man, it's my passion. Those are my favorite players, and now we watch the World Cup. We're actually getting ready to watch the World Cup, and I'm just a normal person, man. I'm just a dad. I'm a dad, and trying to show my kids that you work hard, you can achieve goals.
Leonard. All right, shout out to Leonard. That's one of my guys. He was just saying he's a prime example of what he was talking about, what you were saying. But Leonard, congratulations on your fight the other night. But yeah, brother, man, keep doing all that you're doing, man. That's
Congratulations.
admirable, holding it down like that. So, that's awesome, brother.
You know what I want to do is I want to plug Coach Juan's facility, because it's a private facility. It looks top notch. He's gone all out. It's not huge, but you've gone all out. You take a lot of pride in your gym there, Coach Juan, right? And you got guys coming through. Give us a little plug on your gym. Maybe some guys will come through from they're watching right now.
Yeah, so what I'll do, I'll go ahead and give you my number. Say area code 619-316-2117. Did you get that?
Repeat it.
619-316-2117. And we're located in San Diego by the college area. Anybody's welcome. Any kid. I've owned kids all my life to adults. You're in the pro, here we are. Ready to do something.
I was pretty impressed. It's at his house, and he went all out. His garage it's a garage gym. There's thousands of them. I started in a garage gym, and they're probably the best gyms out there, to be quite honest with you, because you get down to the nitty gritty, But you went all out on the gym. I give you props, and luckily for you, it was at home, so you were able to work through the whole pandemic, which is when
exactly. That's what we did. That's what actually made Angel. His mind became stronger after the pandemic. So it was good and it was bad, because a lot of us got sick, but it was good. After that, it's funny how when it started the pandemic, how many people I was getting. I said, "No, you can't come right now. Do this." Everybody, "No, I don't care." Everybody wanted to show up.
That's cool.
That's great.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. On the bottom there, we got Pride and Glory. Go ahead, guys. I just went ahead and put up the number to reach out. It's probably all.
Angel, you said you got something coming. You got a fight coming up, you said?
I don't. I mean, that one I don't want to talk about yet. It's working with. We're working on something, man. That one could be huge, man. I think I've got some big things in the works, man, and it's just.
Is there anything you could talk about too?
I mean, a couple of the shows that I haven't signed the contracts yet, but I've had tried out for that Team Combat League. Just.
What'd you think about that?
I just want to get my name out there, man. I want to knock some guys out, God willing, and I want people to start following me.
Was there? Because I have a kid who tried out here in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And I was surprised at the level of fighter that were at this competition. There was some named fighters there. Like you said, I'm not gonna say no names because I don't even know if they want people to know yet. Yeah. But there was some guys, PBC guys. There was a Golden Boy guy. They were trying out for this, and it doesn't affect your records, which I'm sure is what helps.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
was there names at your tryout too? You don't have to say
I mean, there were some, but I mean, I'll be honest with you. I think I was the best fighter there. No disrespect to anyone, but that's just. I mean, as
Supposed
a
to think
fighter,
that.
you gotta believe that, right?
What do you think about that? It was
Absolutely.
like a 3-1 round thing, and that's it, right?
Yeah, it was like two rounds sparring. I was like, man, yeah, you're going toe to toe, but you still got to box smart. And then one of the other shows that I'm really looking forward to is I've gone through the whole interview process, the whole all the background, and it's called Celebrity Making of a Champion, which is like a reality TV show. Honestly, they reached out to me, and I was thankful for that opportunity. And that's what's crazy about it, man, is if you win it, which is what I plan to do, you get ranked in the top 15 in the world, and an opportunity to fight, obviously, for a world title. Get signed, but then you also win $1 million. So I mean, it's hard to make $1 million in the world of boxing.
Who would you be ranked by in the top 15? Is there an organization behind it?
WBA.
WBA. Okay, interesting. What's it called?
Celebrity Making of a Champion.
Celebrity Making of a Champion.
I talked to Carice Taz Brown, and she's going to be on the same show. Celebrity.
Taz Brown, I believe so, yeah.
Carice Taz Brown. She's from Florida. She's going to be on the show, too. Look for her. She's an awesome girl.
Hey, Angel, so how long do you plan on taking this? I mean, are you gonna just let your body tell you, or do you have a predetermined, like, okay, between now and then, this is what I want to accomplish, and if I do, great. If I don't, I'm out either way. Or are you going day to day?
I mean, so my goal is this coming year. Like, I mean, I wanted as soon as possible. I want to get my name known to the world, But as you know, this whole world, you see all these YouTubers making all this money, and no disrespect to them, they got all the following, right? So they're getting that money, and so I know that boxing is taking its that's why I think these shows are coming around, because that's what the fans want to see, right? And I think it's also going to get my name known out there. But to answer your question, as far as like how long you think I want to do this boxing game for, I mean, at minimum, man, I feel great. I feel real good. I want to do it at least till 40 or older, man. I mean, I'd love to do some Tom Brady stuff and do it to 45 or so, but I mean, my goal only right now is till 40. And obviously I got a family, I got a daughter, I've got kids. You got to be there, and I've been able to be there for them now during my time I was off. So that allowed me to spend a lot of time with them, bond with them. And they see all the hard work I'm putting in now, but I also want to be able to get back to that time, because that's time, time you don't never get back.
Bro, you'll be good. They always tell me when I turn 40, they say, oh, bro, when you turn 40, it's downhill from there. And then I felt good still. And then I turned 45, and then, oh, wait, 45, you're going to go downhill from there. I'm 47, and I still haven't felt the downhill. Maybe others see it, but I haven't felt it. So if you really take care of yourself, man, you could stretch it, bro. You really could.
100%, man. I don't drink. I don't smoke. All I do is, man, I'm on a diet I wouldn't even call it a diet, because like I said, it's just my lifestyle, man. I eat good. I take care of my body, strength training, like, man, like I work a normal job, man. I work from home. I'm very fortunate, I work on my computer and everything from home. But on my lunch breaks, I'm doing my strength training, man. In the mornings, I'm going running. After work, I go to the gym. So it's just, I'm having my own training camp at home.
That's incredible. Have you ever considered? I know bare knuckle boxing has taken the U.S. by storm. Has that ever crossed your mind? Would you take the gloves off?
I mean, I think when I'm done with the boxing game, you know what I mean?
Towards the end.
Yeah, towards the end, I would do that in the end, but that's not something I'm looking to right now. I mean, it's just too many cuts, it shortens your career. So I want to do the boxing game, and I really believe I can take it to the top. I know, I really do, man. I just, even the world champs at 140 right now, I know I belong with them. The guys at 147, like Terrence Crawford, he was from the generation of amateurs when I was amateur. So to say, like, you know what I mean? Like all these guys, Timothy Bradley, Victor Ortiz, Man, look, you know what's even crazier is I don't mean to share a personal conversation, but this just made me feel good. You know, talking about giving something we learned as giving people the roses while they're living versus, you know, like waiting till they're gone or their time has passed, right? My buddy Victor Ortiz called me last year after one of my fights, and he's like, "Bro, I see you, man." He's like, "I see you." He's like, "You know, your daughter." He's like, "I see." You know, he's like, "I know you're doing it for her." You know, but what made me feel good was that, you know, he said, "Hey, bro, I want you to know, man. I used to look up to you when you were amateur. When you had all those belts, I wanted to be like you." I was like, "Bro, why didn't you tell me that a long time ago?" You know, but in all honesty, it just feels good, you know, for someone to tell you something like that, because they don't have to. You know, it is you know, a little bit of an ego boost, but it's humility, and that's what we need more of in this world. And that's honestly something I've done with you know, Marvin Cordova. I hit him up last time and said, "Bro, I used to look up to you, man. Like when I was a kid, 'cause he's older than me, you know." And that's why he calls me little bro. I call him big bro. There's no, you know, respect lost there. It doesn't matter where we go, man. Boxing's one big family, and we've all got to look out for each other. And my thing is just giving people the roses while they're living, man, because you don't know how that can change someone's life. In all honesty.
It's true.
I love it. I love it. You know, I've been a trainer for over 20 years now, uh, full time. Trained off and on since the 70s or what have you, but a trainer for 20 years full time. And, you know, it's nice to get it a little bit of hey coach, or hey, thank you for mentoring me, or hey man, you're amazing, you're doing good. It feels good while you're alive. So I love that. I love that the way you said that, the roses you're getting, receiving the roses before you expire or whatever. That's good. That should be a saying. I mean,
I know. I
I'm,
know.
I
I
like
mean,
that. I
I think
really
all
like
of
that.
you guys, I mean, you guys are all in the game, in the fight game. Like this guy, I know how many guys, I'm not going to ever say names, you know, but how many lives he saved from people taking their own lives, you know, like you guys make a big difference in the boxing world. And I just think people got to be more appreciative, you know.
Like my son just mentioned, I had a few fighters, even kids that just come for training. I say, like I said, I'm not mentioning their names, but I've had like within the last year, like 10 kids that came up to me, and some of them were 25 years old, some of them were 30. They wanted to commit suicide, and
Mm.
I mean, it makes you feel good that you can do something, make a difference, you know. And then, I
Mhm.
mean, one thing I've always, because my background, I came from a big family. There's 12 of us in my family. My brothers were all like pretty bad, drug addicts and all that, and they were young. So when I started getting involved with boxing, I said I would never do that, and I can thank God for that. I never did. The only thing, you know, like anybody celebrated drinking and all that, but I never did drugs in my life. I mean, it's not what I wanted, because everything I've seen in my life. But for me, seeing what my brothers went through and me being able to save some lives, it made me feel good. Regardless, either it was emotional or some of them were in the military, some of them were not. But I was able to see it when they came back to me and said I saved their life, and it made me feel good that I did something good. And that's one thing I've always. I love boxing, and if I can make a difference and help somebody out there, I'm there for them.
Hey, coach, you mentioned a
Fantastic.
lot of kids you worked with, and and I've met coaches such as yourself that have started a lot of the top fighters out there that nobody knows about. But so, who do you got right now? Is there somebody there right now that we should maybe keep an eye out in the future?
For boxing,
Yeah, that you're coaching right now.
oh, right now we have another kid named Jesus Resendez. He's with me. He's 6-0. You know, he started back also. Like when my son came back, he came back. He saw my son come back, and he always had talent. He used to fight with what's his name, the promoter in TJ. Remember that?
Sample.
That's
Yeah,
the way.
it was with
That's
Southland
the way.
fight. It
Rest
was,
in
Ibaro?
peace. No,
and
no,
then
no.
it was Nettie. What's his name?
He's a
Nettie.
gentleman
Remember
that just
the
currently
boxer?
passed
Oh,
recently.
Luis Neri.
Oh, Luis Nettie. It was at the same time when Luis Nettie and my boy started. And I remember Luis Nettie at the time fought this guy. He won a decision. We fought his same guy, and we stopped him. But my boy, I think after that, you know how it is. I looked at it this way. He got hit with a solid punch, and I didn't see him for a while. You know, he didn't come back. So then, when Angel finally came back, he decided, he goes, Coach, man, because I think every fighter sees this in life. you see a kid when we started, and then when you move up a few years later, they're all world champions. All these guys are millionaires. And then he goes, Coach, I want to make a difference for my family. I said, dude, you should have never left. You would have been there a long time ago. And some of the guys that he beat were guys who were out there world champions right now. That's what I told my son one time. Like when we started in the amateurs, I mean, we saw Jesus. It was like Victor Ortiz, Lamont Peterson, Paulie Malignaggi, Timothy
Good era.
Bradley. I mean,
Good
all
era.
these guys, Terrence Crawford, we were all there. And I remember that one time my son won the outstanding boxing trophy, and so did Timothy Bradley, right? And I remember I knew
The nation,
yeah. So I knew my son had the heart because the one time he was already ready to go compete for the finals on the national. It was the last fight, and he wakes up with a fever like 102. And then I told him, son, I can't. I gotta pull you out. I'm not gonna do it like this. He goes, no, Dad. I already beat everybody. Why are you gonna pull me out? I said, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna go get some cough syrup and some medicine. If you feel better by the morning, I'll let you fight. So he goes, he gets up. He goes, I feel good, Dad. I said, you sure? He goes, yeah. He goes, I'm gonna win this. And he knocked the guy out, and he got the outstanding boxing trophy of the nation. That was at New Orleans. Yeah. So that's what I knew when I saw these fighters that we belong there. I mean, like you said, it's a little stop in life, but the train track stopped for a while.
And
I still think he has it.
One more. So who throw out some names of guys if you're in that era, throw out names of the guys you fought, and who's the baddest one of all that you fought personally?
To me,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really remember. I remember like guys like Abner Mares. We were like teenagers. He pulled out of a fight, or at least didn't show up to the finals. I mean, it was like a regional final. I didn't fight him because he it was a walkover. I won. I mean, I honestly don't remember any names. I mean, even Vanes Martirosyan, I believe I fought him too. But I really don't remember any big names. That was honestly, what was crazy about me when I was a guy that went to the Olympics, to a Puerto Rican guy. I don't remember his name, but man, my thing was when I was a kid, I was really I don't know if you would call it cocky, but I was confident because I one thing I wish I would have done is gotten everyone's number and things now that I'm older, right? So I could have good connections. But I always felt like I was the guy that was going to be the one.
You were the name. You were the name.
I felt like I was the one, and for whatever reason. But now I'm much more humble, man. I believe everyone's got a chance. I believe in humility, and like you mentioned, my dad mentioned my teammate Jesus Resendiz. That guy's dropped some boys that are 30-0 right now at the top of the game. He dropped them when they're 15-0, 17-0. And he's 6-0, and it's funny because I told him I was coming back. I was 200 and some pounds, so but I still hit him up, and I was like, "Hey, bro, I'm coming back. You should come back." And he's like, "Dude, I was just thinking the same thing," and that's when he came back. And honestly, now I feel like I'm making him better. He's making me better, and it's just a great atmosphere to be in now. It's like I like having guys in the gym that are going to push each other. You push each other to the limits because pushes each other in the gym. You don't got to worry about the fight. You know what I mean?
Well, you know what? I witnessed it. I met Jesus Resendez. Man, and you could just tell, the training that he's received over these years with you guys. I just want to shout you guys out and tell everybody who's in San Diego, that really want to pursue their boxing careers and they want the real deal. You got to go to Pride and Glory. I'm telling you, Juan Estrada is an excellent coach. I've spent time with him. I've watched him. I studied him a little bit. And I'll tell you what, I plan on being around him and his team a lot more with my team here in the near future. We've been around, and I'm not knocking any of the other coaches out there, but we're at home with these guys, and we appreciate that because they welcome us in there. And but I'll tell you, if you're in San Diego and you want to seriously get busy, you need to get over there. You need to get over there and get under Juan, get in there and work with Angel and Jesus and whoever else they have in there, because they're no joke. They're not playing the game. They, or we should just put it this way: it's all about life, 100% boxing life, and that's what they do, and that's what I really admire about you guys, and I appreciate the tutelage you guys are giving me as well as my fighters.
Appreciate you,
Dave.
for everything you've done for our country.
Not a problem. And it all started off at Grito de Guerra, right there in Nayarit.
That was fun.
You
Those
know,
are fun, bro. They don't even feel like work at all. Like I'm out there working, but it's a good old time. Like I love it. You guys experience it.
Oh, that's fun.
I got to go back and experience again a couple more
Hopefully
times.
March. Hopefully March. Hopefully March. You gotta come out, Steve and Brittany. You guys will love it.
Right.
You have a good old time.
Let's go, Brett.
Yeah.
Listen, pleasure meeting you also, Steve. I know
Yes, sir.
things can happen. My son had when we found out he was so, as a matter of fact, I couldn't even tell my son was injured, but he had an injured shoulder when we fought that one guy at venue. But I mean, he never showed it. He was hurt, but he looked good, an angel. And I was really amazed how he overcame everything. That's the reason why we waited a little bit, because to me, if we're entering all the shows, we want to be 100%, and that's why we didn't take anything with no one. We would have loved to have talked to you, believe me, Steve, right away. But to me, give it time, and we'll let time out tell it all, you know. But that's what we started, because he had an injury. But he's good. I mean, you see him, Dave. He looks good. He shows no signs of injuries, you know. But he's
I feel better now. I feel better than ever, man.
Hey, man, I wish you guys all the best of luck. I'm going to be on the lookout for you guys, and hopefully we can be able to help you guys out somehow, some way, you know.
Thank you all.
Appreciate you.
Absolutely. Well, everybody, our time is up. There's a few other people I got to, do a shout out to. Mary Trujillo. I wonder who that is. She says, I agree with you, Steve. A strong woman stands with her man. Yup, dream together. And you know what? I tell you what, I got it. I got the best of both worlds right there. Eddie Rodriguez Sr., thank you for chiming in, sir. We appreciate you. We got Erica Garcia, and we know whose better half that is. Caesar's better half. We got
I'm not that bad myself, let me tell you.
and she's rock and roll 100%, brother.
Equal half.
There you go. There you go.
She's definitely my better half.
Mine is my better half. I mean, I thank God I have her. We got Tennille Rodriguez. Oh man, thank you for joining us, Tennille. We pray that you're blessed, and I want to see your boys back in the gym here soon. She's got even her daughters. There's about 4 or 5 of them, and they're all fight. The Rodriguez family coming from out of Saboba, and they're all young, but they all get in the ring and they all bang. So we miss you, Tennille, and the kids.
Some interesting family dinners, let me tell you.
Yeah, that's why I used to tell everybody, hold up, we'll go outside in the backyard after everybody finishes eating.
There.
Yeah. And but other than that, Brittany, you have any last words?
Not really. I definitely am gonna look for you guys and follow you on all social media platforms. I can't wait to watch your career grow. I can't wait to watch you on all these shows this coming year. Nothing but the best of luck to the both of you. You guys have a wonderful mindset, and I can just tell that you're genuine and good people, and I love that. We need more of that in the world of combat sports. So it was an honor meeting you guys, an honor talking to you both. Best of luck to you guys.
Likewise, Brittany, appreciate your time.
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. And no. Thank you guys for your time. It's like the one thing we don't get back. So I'm certainly honored that you shared yours with us today.
Oh, we love to, because hopefully if things go well with all of us, we'll all shine together. That's what goes. Like my son always says,
beautiful.
my son's favorite words always says, there's a pie not big enough for everyone.
Yeah, right?
That's what does it. Especially with Thanksgiving coming, right?
Boss man, Steve, Mestis, any last words, brother?
Yeah, it was an interesting story. Listening to all that. You guys knew a buddy of mine, Paul Vaden. If you do know him, I know him from way back when he first started pro. His manager was Stevie Johnson's manager back in the day. His name was Bob Fox. Paul's an awesome guy, and I mean, we love hearing your story, man. I mean, just listening to you guys talk, I know the era you came from, and I heard a lot about you, brother, and man, and best of luck to you on your career, and man, I'll be cheering for you guys. Serious.
Much appreciated. See you.
Yes, sir.
All right, Caesar Garcia.
Yes, sir.
Bring it, baby.
Yeah. Really quick, just again, I want to go back and congratulate my fighter who fought in Arizona on Friday, Cesar Villarraga. He's coming off a 4-year layoff, injured hand, broken ankle, 4 years off. He's a former Olympian. Told me that he wants to do something, and 37 years old, came back, fought an undefeated, knocked him out. Took another undefeated. Unfortunately, this one he did not win. But man, that kid has so much heart that it's we're proud of him regardless. So props to him.
Congrats.
Yeah, thank you. And props to Angel. Want to say I've been looking for since I met him and I heard his story. I've been cheering him on, and he fought on my card, which I'm proud to say that I had him on my card because I know he's gonna do something. So I could say, hey, this kid fought on my card. You know what I mean? So I definitely I'm a little biased as to why I want to see you succeed, but I also want to see you succeed, man, because as an older person who still tries to like fight father time, I'm older, way older than you. To me, you're not old, but you so quote unquote you're older fighter. I'm cheering for you to do it to show people that you're not, and I don't want that to be. We don't want that to be the story. We want to be the story that you're just a fighter that took some time off but came back with a vengeance and made it happen. So I want to see that happen, and I'm gonna look forward to it. And hopefully, when you know us and you're a champion, you know us now, and hopefully you're a champ. You come back on our show and you talk to us again, flossing that belt. Hopefully more than one.
Thank you, man.
Coach Juan, any last words, Coach Juan?
Yes, well, first of all, I'd like to thank you, Dave. I appreciate you bringing Jimmy also. I like the kid, Jimmy. He's a very tough little kid, and he can really do something. Just take it step by step. He's got a lot of heart and a lot of that. But I mean, he's a tough kid. I mean, he can really. I like him a lot, and I'd like to thank you all, bringing again. Happy birthday, Steve. Pleasure meeting you, and Caesar, for all the opportunity you guys given us. And like I said, my goal. Put a shout out to all the fans that are listening to us right now. And if anybody wants to need sparring and stuff, we're here. Just call us at the number that you get down. 619-316-2117. And we're there for all you guys.
Yep, right at the bottom of your screen. Well, thank you, Coach. Angel, we'd love to hear some last words from you, brother.
Well, number one, guys, I just want to thank you guys for your time, and the opportunity to be on the show. I've always told my dad, man, especially since his return, like humility, man, that's number one. And so the people that are down for me when I was no one are the same people I'm going to be with when I'm someone, man. And I know for a fact I'm going to right places. I know where I'm going to go. And I want to inspire people, man. I want to inspire people, whether it be a little kid or a grown adult, because look at me, I've had like 2 lives in one, right, that I'm working on. But I want to be able to inspire people that no matter what your dream is, if you believe it, you don't need anyone else to believe it. You believe it, you can achieve it. But the number one thing is you got to put in the work, and that's the number one thing. You got to put in the work.
Yep, you got to put that work in, man. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining the show. Everybody here. Oh, there's Paul Bank. What's up, Box Fan? Paul Bank. You got to say what's up to him. Well, it is the end of our show. We're going to go ahead and end the broadcast right now. And we just want to make sure everybody's blessed and everybody's healthy. You guys enjoy, and we'll see you all next Sunday.
Blessings.
There, guys.